Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to make a video discussing the idler gear on a Yamaha Banshee. Commando Joe is doing a kick-ass job of holding the idler gear for us right now. First idler gear we're going to look at is a OEM idler gear that's been worn down to the point where it can basically rock back and forth. Mind you, I don't have the washers and the circlip on the end of it. You can see how much that moves, but it still spins good. And this is the other gear I have, and it's basically an OEM gear, but instead of it having a brass or a bronze bushing, this one's got a steel bushing, and I will show the difference here in a sec. Please excuse Joe, he had a pretty rough day today. Back to business. The one on the left is our steel bushing, and the one on our right is the OEM bushing. Visually speaking, the one on the right actually looks like it's in better condition than on the left, but it's just a different bushing design. The steel one has its oil rings cut in a spiral pattern. OEM one is just a solid bushing with dimples. You can see way less play in it. I mean, if you ask me, this one's perfect condition. But mind you, this bushing is made out of steel. The unfortunate part is Yamaha doesn't sell just the bushing by itself, so you're basically left with Chinese sellers on eBay. Now, I'm not going to tell you how you have to do it, but the simplest way for me is to use a couple of these circle cutouts I have for my plasma cutter and drop the gear in like that and use a extension for like a 3/8 ratchet. And basically this is what my setup looks like. It's just a 3/8 socket with a large socket on top and the press with the two rings underneath it. And when we push down, we're just going to push that bushing down between the cracks of those two blocks. And just try to press it out as straight as you can. But sometimes these things want to move on you. And there we go. As you can see, it fell between the cracks perfectly. There does appear to be some sort of part number on there, but it's barely readable. I figured that's kind of interesting, right? Whatever you do, make sure you put it in straight. And on reinstalling, it's a little bit easier. You can probably just flip the gear right over because you definitely don't want to go pushing that bushing deeper into the pocket than you should. You want to make sure it's just flush with the back. So get it started, make sure it's straight, and just press it flat to the face of the surface. There we go. Looks pretty good to me. Let's go test her out. We'll spin it from this direction here. Looks pretty good. Too bad it's not it. I was just checking to make sure you guys were paying attention, that's all. But let's go ahead and reinstall the old worn out gear with the new Chinese bushing inside of it. Now that's pretty impressive. Hold on a second. Now that ain't bad. Let's check the side-to-side action. I'm happy with that. Wow. Well, ain't that something? That is not the result I expected. I think I paid $15 for the bushing, and it came with the C-clip, and it was some seller on eBay. It didn't come from China, but we all know. It's no secret. The only thing I really noticed different about the bushing from the OEM one is there's no dimples cut in it for the oil holes. And the reason I rather use this one over the steel one is I rather the idler gear wear out than the counter shaft for my transmission. I would inspect that idler gear next time you pull apart your case. That little $15 part can save you a lot of money. So that's it. That's the end of the video. It's very anticlimactic. What did we learn? Did we learn anything? We just watched some guy talk on camera for like 15 minutes.